HOD Creatives, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be recreating this beautiful cute little cap you're seeing right here on your screen. It's looking like a bonnet cap, but you can give it a name. So if this is something you know you would love to learn, you have to watch this video to the end. And if you have not subscribed, please do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and let's get right into the class. All right, welcome back. So we are going to be making that cute little cap you just saw on your screen, and this is material I'm going to be using. You can use Ankara fabric. This is not a stretchy fabric. You can also use a stretchy fabric. You can actually use any fabric to make this cap. Any fabric at all can make this cap. So that's, you are going to need an elastic, a 1 inch elastic, and a piece of paper to carve out the front. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do now is to take your measurement. So you are going to take your head measurement from one ear to another ear. So that's what I'm showing you with this mannequin, from one ear to the other ear. So that is how you're going to take the measurement of the front. So whatever you get here, we got 12 inches. I don't know what yours is. Whatever yours is, just set it aside in one place. So I've gone ahead to cut my circle. This is just a round circle. All you need to do is fold your material into four. So when you're done folding, you go ahead and measure 10.5. I have 10.5 here. You can use 11 inches. Depends on how full you want the back to be. Depends on how big you want the back to be. You can make use of 10, 11, 12, 13. So just go ahead and measure each one, and then you cut it out. So that is how you get your full circle. So you go ahead and notch the midpoint. That's this part that is on fold. Go ahead and notch the. So when you're done, you just go ahead and notch both sides. So when you're done notching, so this is what we have, a full flare. Okay, so the next thing you are going to do now is to fold it into two, just the way you're seeing on the screen. Fold it into two. So when you're done folding, you go ahead and take your measurement, your measuring tape, and you measure around this half circle. When you fold it into two, you have a half circle. So you go ahead and measure around the half circle all the way round. You measure the half circle all the way round. So when you're done, whatever you get as your measurement, here I have 34 inches for my half circle measurement. So you are going to go ahead and cut a pieces of that 34. That is, if it's 34 you got for your hole, you cut a pieces of that 34. The length is 34 inches, while the width is 3 inches, because we are going to be using a 1 inch elastic. So 3 inches for the width, and the length is 34 inches that you got from your half circle. Understand? So we set that aside. Then you go ahead and pick your pieces of paper to cut out the other front part. This elastic part is the back part. So the front part, we need a pattern. You can also use just fold your fabric into two. I'm using this paper for the purpose of this training. So go ahead and mark 3.5 inches up. Then you mark your 6 inches. Remember the edge circumference we took, not edge circumference, the ear to ear measurement we took on that mannequin is 12 inches. So I divided 12 inches into two, and I have 6 inches. I had 1/2 inches allowance. I have 6.5. That is what I mark. Then you go up from that mark by 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. Then you are going to connect your 3.5 from that other side all the way to that 1.5 inches, just the way you are seeing on the screen. And remember, the paper is on fold. That's why I'm marking 6 inches. If it's not on fold, it's going to be the 12 inches. So you go ahead and mark your what you just mark. Go ahead and trace it to the other side and cut it out just the way you are seeing. So you have something like this for the front. We'll have something like this for the front. Then you put it on your fabric. Remember, fold your fabric into two. Put it on your fabric. Then you go ahead and cut it out and cut your pattern out. Remember that we have had sewing allowance in the pattern, but if you still want to add a it's fine. Just like me, I added quarter inches just to be on the safe side. So you can or do the same thing. So just go ahead and fold it into two and make sure they are the same thing. That's the both sides are the same thing. If they are not, go ahead and trim out any excess that is there, just the way I am doing now. So when you are done with that, unpin your paper, your pattern, and yeah, this is what we have. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do now is to take your your head again. You can use your head to measure it. Measure your head all the way around. That's your head circumference round, from the back all the way to the front. You know you are wearing the cap fully, so from the back all the way to the front, go ahead and measure it. So whatever you get, divide it into two. Whatever you get, divide it into two. So, and I have 11 inches for my length. So I'm going to be cutting out 11 inches minus 1. So I'm cutting out 10 inches. No, it's elastic. So I went ahead to cut out 10 inches. So you are going to take it to your sewing machine. Take the strip that you cut to sewing machine. You are going to sew half inches. Remember, we cut out 3 inches. 3 inches folded into 2, you have 1.5. 1.5, we are going to sew half inches out of it. Sew half inches, and it's going to remain 1 inches. It's inside that 1 inches you insert your elastic. Right? I hope I'm making sense. So I'll go ahead and stitch down now, and I will insert my elastic in. So as you can see, I'm done inserting my elastic. So the next thing, you take that part that you drafted and you just fold it the way you are seeing on the screen. Fold it in like so, and you pin it down. Fold it in and pin down. Fold the other side also inside. Put it inside and go ahead and pin. So you take it to your sewing machine and stitch it down. Stitch the both side. Stitch the both side. So as you can see, we are done stitching. So the next thing is to attach it to the start circle that we cut. So before you go ahead, fold the front part into two and get the midpoint. Fold the front part into two and get the midpoint. If you want this front part to relax very well, you can go ahead and add wording to it. I'm not adding wording because of the purpose of this training. If I'm making it for a client, I'm going to be adding wording to the front so that it can relax properly. So go ahead and pin down. Remember, we notched one part of this circle earlier, so we are going to notch the other part. So you fold it into two from that part that you notch. That's that unfold part. Then you fold it again and then notch it. So you fold it again and you go ahead and notch. So we are going to be having 4 notch. The 2 we notch earlier and the 2 we notch now, making 4. So you are going to pick one part of the notch, you pin it to the notch part, the center part of this front part. Then the side, what you are seeing on the screen, the side, you pin it to the next notch. You pin it to the next notch to the right. Then you take the other end of the front part of the band, you pin it to the next notch to the left. Pin one to the right, pin one to the left. So that means you have successfully taken half of it to the front, half of it to the back. So we are going to, as you can see, there's excess at each part. There's excess. So that excess, you are going to fold it. So you are going to pleat that excess. You are going to pleat it just the way you are seeing. You can pleat, you can run a gather stitch, whichever one is convenient for you, it's fine. So you repeat the same thing for you, repeat the same for the other side. Then for the elastic, you stretch it and sew. Stretch and sew, stretch and sew till you get to the end part, right? So you go ahead and sew everything all the way. So we are done sewing, as you can see. We are done, and this is the pleating. Go ahead and weave your cap, and we are done. If you watch this video to this point and you have not subscribed, please do well to hit the subscribe button turn your notification bell, support your girl in every way you can, drop your comment, your like, and lastly, do not forget to share. Can you see how beautiful this cap is? It's so lovely, it's so easy to make, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.